I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Village Board for July 18th, 2017. May we all please rise and join us for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'm going to lose my voice sometime during this meeting, I guarantee it. May I have a roll call, please?
Trustee Franz? Here. Trustee Lomax?
Here.
Trustee Panicola?
Here.
Trustee Perez?
Here.
I'm here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm here too. We have a quorum. At this time, I'd like to entertain public comment. If anyone wishes to speak in the audience, you have 3 minutes, and I would ask that you go to the back of the podium and speak into the microphone. Do we have public comment?
Yes, the first, do I say
Yep.
that? John Smith?
Good evening. Wanted to come to the board meeting. I've talked to numerous people here at the city of Bensonville. Grew up on Green Street. Me and my wife previously, or just recently, bought a building on Industrial Drive. Tried to fix up the building, put a new lot in, and I'm right next to a fun gentleman by the name of Mike's Auto Forum. But I'm told that parking across from my dock can't be done because my trucks can't back in to unload material. I was just told today that the cars on the side lot of my building are triple parked and that can't be done. But I drove around the neighborhood. I have numerous pictures of Cherry Towing right behind me has cars doubled and triple parked. And why on my lot I have 10 guys out of town for 3 days working for Walgreens. And where am I supposed to park my guys? So I've talked to everyone from Sergeant Oliva, Chief Kosman, Tom Knight, Dean. I've talked to a lot of individuals, and they all tell me the same thing. I have to come to a board meeting in order to find out how I can actually run a business. And this is my retirement, my kid's future. So I don't know what aspects or what next steps I have to take in order to park vehicles in my own parking lot, to be able to park in front of my own business that I own 3 units from 762 to 768 and not have me or my customers ticketed when they're parked in front of my place for an hour or two, and then to have no parking across. I understand Industrial Drive, but it's a very unique situation. As the chief and sergeant both Google mapped and looked at it, right there is a very unique situation with the trucks coming around the corner, cars parking there, and in order for me to run a business and get deliveries, so I don't know who to talk to, where to go. So I decided to come here this evening to see if there's any way that we can figure out how I can actually continue running my business and stay here in Bensonville.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. It sounds like this is a code compliance issue. Scott, have we worked on this one yet?
You know, I have not. Lindsay Lakos just mentioned to me late this afternoon.
Okay.
So
Well, can we look into educating Mr. Smith about the process for a
Absolutely.
variance or something?
Yes, yes, sir.
Scott Viger is our community development director. He'll take information, give you a call tomorrow, talk about the process to get a variance.
I appreciate it. Thank
Thank
you for
you.
your time.
Thank you.
The second one, Anthony Otto?
Hi, my name is Anthony Odo. I'm here about the denial for the ordinance for the variance at 211 Beeline Drive for ABW. I'm the landlord at the property, been the landlord for 23 years. I'm very aware of the issues that are going on at Beeline Drive and have gone on. The tenants that are currently looking for the conditional use permit are working on a very small basis compared to all of the neighbors that are in the property. That being said, I know you changed the ordinance and tried to alleviate the problem in the future. If there's ever gonna be a fit for what is there for those buildings' use, I think what the tenant's looking for would be a good one. They take cars by appointment. They do only minor repair there. There's no paint booth. They have, I think, maybe 3 employees there, so there's enough parking for their employees, plus a couple additional outdoor parking for anybody dropping anything off. They have been operating there for a short time while they were seeking the conditional use permit. I don't think they've had any violations in that time. Well, the neighbors continue to have all kinds of issues there. I just ask that maybe you would reconsider and look into this as a special, a special situation that actually might benefit that area. Otherwise, that building might just sit there empty and go into disrepair and, cause more issues and problems. So, I just wanted to give my input on that. After, being there for a long time, I know all the issues that are going on there.
Thank you, Mr. Otto.
Marcia, no, Marcin I'm sorry, I'm butchering these names. Marcin Walchuk? Sorry.
Yes, my name is Marcin Walchuk. I'm commenting on ABW Automotive Denial. We're basically operating as a small automotive business. There's no semi-trucks, there's been an issue with parking with semi-trucks in our area since we have cars and we're all by appointment only, so we limit basically the parking space and all the traffic from the outside. And then we also, all the cars that are done usually leave that same day on that thing. So and most of it's what Antonio just mentioned. Our business has the smallest effect out of most of the other businesses and building unit. So.
Thank you for your comment.
Noella Hernandez.
Hi, I'm Noelia Hernandez. I live at 434 Barron. I just want to ask if you could please reconsider my approval. I have 3 teenage kids. They work, they go to school. My husband and I, we all drive. I just need more parking. That's all I ask for, more parking. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment.
Do you have any more public comment?
No, there's no more sheets.
This will conclude our public comment for this time. I'm seeking approval for the minutes for the for the June 27th, 2017 Village Board meeting minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from the June 27th, 2017 regular board meeting?
You have a motion?
Is there a second?
Second.
Are there any modifications to the minutes? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. The motion carries and the minutes are approved. The next item of business is to approve the warrant for July 18th, 2017 in the amount of $2,591,103.41. Is there a motion to approve this warrant? Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussions on the warrant? May I have a roll call, please?
Trustee Franz? Yes. Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Panicola?
Yes.
Trustee Perez?
Yes.
Motion, that's for the motion carried.
Motion carries. This warrant has been approved. Consent agenda considering of an omnibus vote. We have no items for the consent agenda this evening, so let's move right along to the village departments. Is there a motion to approve the resolution approving a lobbying services agreement between Alfred G. Ronan Limited and the Village of Bensonville?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
There being a motion and a second, is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz? Yes. Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Panicola?
Yes.
Trustee Perez?
Yes.
That's for the motion carries.
Motion carries. That resolution will be approved. Resolution authorizing the annual membership of the Suburban O'Hare Commission, which is SOC, for the Village of Bensonville. Is there a motion to approve this resolution? Do I have a second?
Second.
There being a motion and a second, is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz? Yes. Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Panicola?
Yes.
Trustee Perez?
Yes.
That's for the motion carries.
That motion carries. That resolution is now approved. Resolution authorizing the payment to the Suburban O'Hare Commission. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
You have a motion?
Do I have a second?
Second.
There being a motion and a second, is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz? Yes. Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Panicola?
Yes.
Trustee Perez?
Yes.
That's 4, the motion carries.
Community and Economic Development Committee. Ordinance approving variances for construction of a wall sign for the applicant Village of Bensonville located at 735 East Jefferson Street. Is there a motion to approve this ordinance?
You have a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
There being a motion and a second, is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Panicola?
Yes.
Trustee Perez?
Yes.
That's 4, the motion carries.
Ordinance denying a variance for the construction of a concrete pad for additional parking for the applicant Noelia Hernandez located at 434 South Barron Street, Bensonville, Illinois. Is there a motion to approve this ordinance? The denial of this ordinance? Right? The denial of the variance and approval of the ordinance, I'm sorry.
So moved.
Do I have a second on the motion?
Second.
There being a motion and a second, is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Panicola?
Yes.
Trustee Perez?
Yes.
That's 4, the motion carries.
Ordinance approving a variance for construction of a fence in the corner side yard for the applicant Fernando Lucero located at 311 Diana Court. Is there a motion to approve this ordinance?
You have a motion.
Do I have a second on the motion?
Second.
There being a motion and a second, is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Panicola?
Yes.
Trustee Perez?
Yes.
That's 4, the motion carries.
Ordinance denying a conditional use permit to allow motor vehicle repair, major and minor, for the applicant ABW Automotive located at 211 Beeline Drive, Unit 11, Pennsylvania, Illinois. Is there a motion to approve the ordinance?
Motion.
Do I have a second on the motion?
Second.
There being a motion and a second, is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Panicola?
Yes.
Trustee Perez?
Yes.
That's 4, the motion carries.
We have nothing in finance today. Moving on to the police department. Resolution to pay the annual Northeast DuPage Youth and Family Services contribution of $18,925. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
You have a motion?
Do I have a second?
Second.
There being a motion and a second, is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Panicola?
Yes.
Trustee Perez?
Yes.
That's 4, the motion carries.
Moving on to Public Works. Resolution authorizing a direct purchase of streetlights and associated accessories from BA Lighting LLC to be installed as part of the 2017 annual residential streetlight project in the not-to-exceed amount of $85,799.61. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Do I have a second on the motion?
Second.
There being a first and a second, is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Panicola?
Yes.
Trustee Perez?
Yes.
That's 4, the motion carries.
Number 2 is a resolution authorizing payment to the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency for our annual wastewater treatment plant, NPDES operating and stormwater permit in the amount of $18,500. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
You have a motion.
Do I have a second on the motion?
Second.
There being a motion and a second, is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Panicola?
Yes.
Trustee Perez?
Yes.
That's 4, the motion carries.
Moving on to our Recreation Department, there's a resolution authorizing the execution of an ice license and facility usage agreement with the Fenwick High School Hockey Club. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second on the motion?
Second.
There being a motion and a second, is there any discussion? May I have a roll call, please?
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Panicola?
Yes.
Trustee Perez?
Yes.
That's 4, the motion carries.
Number 2 is a resolution authorizing the execution of a facility usage license agreement with AWFM Incorporated, otherwise known as Renegades Hockey Club. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
Motion.
Do I have a second on the motion?
Second.
There being a motion and a second, is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Panicola?
Yes.
Trustee Perez?
Yes.
That's 4, the motion carries.
Moving on to the president remarks. Resolution granting the advice and consent of the Village Board of Trustees to a Village President's appointment of Village Trustee McLean Lomax to the Village of Bensonville's Youth Coalition Commission. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
You have a motion?
Do I have a second?
Second.
There being a motion and a second, is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
Trustee Perez?
Yes.
4, the motion carries.
Number 2 is a resolution appointing Robert Madura as a trustee to the Bensonville Fire Protection District Number 2. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
You have a motion?
Do I have a second on the motion?
Second.
There being a motion and a second, is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
Trustee Perez?
Yes.
That's 4, the motion carries.
Number 3 is the resolution granting the advice and consent to the President's reappointment of Amit Thacker to the Police Pension Board. Is there a motion to approve the resolution?
You have a motion?
Do I have a second on the motion?
Second.
There being a motion and a second, is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
Trustee Perez?
Yes.
That's 4, the motion carries.
And moving on to the Village Manager Report. Do we have anything from you, Mr. Summers?
We have a couple things. I know Trustee Lomax has a prior engagement, so if he can be excused for this as needed. Deputy Clerk, can you please let the record show? We have 2 exciting things involving our police department tonight. The first is the introduction of our newest police officer. And because I don't want to butcher the name, I'll let Chief do it.
President DeSimone, members of the board. It's my pleasure to introduce our newest member of our police department, Mike Pelajevitz. I think that's close enough, right? Was hired in our fire department back on December 19th. He went to the Suburban Law Enforcement Academy, where he graduated on March 29th. Since then, he's been in a field training program, which he successfully completed on time. And last week, and now he's assigned to our afternoon shift. So you'll start seeing him driving around by himself in the afternoons.
Okay.
So he's great. He's a resident, grew up in Sandwich, Illinois.
Yeah, Sandwich, Illinois.
And he attended Northern Illinois University, where he graduated in 2012 with a degree in political science. So he's has a bachelor's degree, and he's in between that time period, he worked in the logistics warehousing industry until he got hired by us in 2016. He moved back from Champaign. He moved down there. Usually the other way around. You go to Champaign and come back, but he graduated from Northern and moved to Champaign after.
They just get younger.
Yeah. So
I would like to invite, do you have any family you'd like to invite up and the mayor for a quick photo?
I just have my girlfriend.
Oh, bring her on up. Let's, yeah, get in the middle, like normal.
He's not good with pictures.
Please here.
Great, let's give a hand to Officer Mike P. and welcome to the force. All right, moving right along. The next one has been an ongoing project for the village, the ILEAP step or level 2. We have a short presentation from Oak Brook's police chief. We'll hand it over to you, and we'll talk about some of the work that we did on this. And I definitely want Sergeant Wilson by your side for this.
Great. Thank you very much. Mr. President, Board of Trustees, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chief James Kruger. I'm the Chief of Police of the Oak Brook Police Department. I'm also the President of the Illinois Association of Chiefs of Police. The Illinois Chiefs Association is the organization that sponsors the Illinois Law Enforcement Accreditation Program. Accreditation, for some of you folks that don't know, is an opportunity for a police department to be able to demonstrate that their policies and procedures and general orders are up to industry standard or best practices. But it goes one step even further. What it does is it gives the opportunity for the department to also demonstrate to the community and to this board that they do what they say they're going to do, meaning that we bring in assessors to assess the organization and for them to have to be able to show proof that they follow the policies that they set. By doing that, basically, Chief Cosman, along with their accreditation manager, Sergeant Wilson, have demonstrated to the community their strive for excellence, and certainly on behalf of the Illinois Association of Chiefs of Police, I'd like to commend them for all the work that they've done on this accreditation. Actually, this is Bensonville's re-accreditation. They started with a little over 4 years ago being a Tier 1 program, which means that they would have only had a certain amount of policies and things that they had to follow for the assessment, and now they've been awarded a Tier 2, which in effect doubles the amount of policies and procedures and proofs that they have to demonstrate that they follow. So on behalf of our association, I'd like to present this accreditation award to both Chief Cosman and Sergeant Wilson for the wonderful job that they've done.
Let's get Sergeant Wilson in there a little tighter. Pretend you like him. Oh. That's what Photoshop's for.
Why don't we give all the officers?
Yeah, let's get all the officers.
The trash can in the Cosmo.
Why don't they stand up in the front?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, your haircut.
Yep.
You just want to show off my haircut.
While they take the picture, this has been a great learning experience for me personally, going through this process. It's a very rigorous process. Having this level of accreditation, especially in today's world, is almost a necessity. The policies and the assessment's also really important because they do send an assessor out who tries to go through and make sure that we're following the policies that we have in the book. It's a lot of work for all the officers. Sergeant Wilson has taken the lead on this with Chief Cosman's support and the rest of the department. So thanks, guys.
They're gonna Photoshop you anyway.
I know.
We're not going to stop there with these with the iLeap. We're going to keep going.
Mr. Sumner?
We're currently
If I
working.
could just say a few words.
Absolutely, Chief. Please. Sorry, I'm just rambling on here, aren't I?
I just want to say thank you to the board for their support for us to pursue this. The community, the world is making the police work more demanding, and it's good for us to be able to test ourselves and be able to see that we are meeting all the standards that we need to do. When we got our Tier 1, I was very proud and happy, and Sergeant Wilson, we're coming from just starting out without having a program at all, so Sergeant Wilson had to do a lot of research, a lot of work in order to get us going with that process and get that initial friction, overcome all that resistance and get that going. But our police department understands the need to continually improve, and I'm proud of our officers and that they have went along with the program and learning and testing themselves and showing that they are one of the best department following the best procedures that we can in our industry. It is a difficult undertaking. So we had 40 standards that we had to meet when we did the Tier 1. And most of that was based on our patrol functions, use of force kind of information like that. This Tier 2, which is a higher standard by the Illinois Chiefs of Police Association and Accreditation Council, it's like 180 standards that you have to meet, and there's more emphasis on investigations and on administration. So it tests us even more in the administration part of the police department. So I'd like to thank you again for everything, and this is an ongoing process. After this, we are planning on it, hopefully in the next 2 years, become a CALIA, which is an internationally accredited organization, to become a CALIA accredited police department. So with your support, we'll reach that goal in 2 years.
Thank you, Chief. Sergeant Wilson, do you have any words you'd like to say? I know you've put a lot of work into this. And I like seeing you blush.
Spotlight. Mostly I'm proud of my agency. This was a team effort. I couldn't have done them if we didn't have such excellent officers working here. Thank you for doing a fine job. And thank you for the support from the command staff to write all the written directives. That was the hardest part of it for me. And thank you, everyone.
Let's give one last round of applause. Thank you. Two items that aren't posted that I just want to go over before the evening's out. Fly Quiet, the runway rotation test. Test 2 is ending this week. I largely feel, I believe a specific board member agrees with me that this was not a success. That's why we are having JDA review the findings. Test 3, which I do have high hopes for, starts Sunday, and it should just be a pretty simple thing for the air traffic controllers to understand. It's going to be parallels one week, diagonals the next week. So that's a nighttime rotation, doesn't have anything to do with daytime, but we're hoping that maybe we can provide our residents some reprieve from the constant shelling that they receive off Hillside Drive. And finally, Trustee Jaworska is not here today, but it celebrated a birthday. There is cake in the back in absentia. Celebrate with us and stay after the meeting and enjoy a piece of cake. That is all I have for the village manager's report.
Village attorney report.
Mr. President, members of the Board of Trustees, I have no report.
Is there any unfinished business to come before the board today?
We have none?
Frank,
Yes.
I would like to thank Joe Karachi for the successful open house that he had, and all his employees that donated their time.
Yeah, I think it's important to note that all the employees that were at the Public Works open house volunteered their time.
That was a cool event.
It was cool.
We're gonna make sure we do it again and
It was very
And again.
successful. Everyone enjoyed themselves.
It was very stressful, too. Well, we've got 1 year to relax. Let's do it again next year.
Is there any new business to come before the board tonight? I just have one thing that I know we've been working on. Coffee with the president, coffee with the board. Do we want to have maybe people email us that want to have us in their neighborhoods?
Yeah, so this is an open invite to any community organization, neighborhood group. Doesn't have to be anything formal. If you are on a block and like to talk to your neighbors and have a cup of coffee with myself and the mayor and just talk about what's going on in your neighborhood and the village and ask any questions that you have been too embarrassed to ask, we'll be out there.
Saturday mornings, I think we're
Saturday
thinking?
mornings is what we're thinking. Mayor and I are also always available to stop by to any group and do our little dog and pony show, if you will. So yeah, the
Who's
coffee
the
with the
dog
mayor-
and who's the pony?
I was insane.
No comment.
All right.
But the Coffee with the Mayor is one of the mayor's initiatives that he'd like to get underway, and so we're just looking for a community group or area, neighborhood to kick it off with. So reach out to my office, give Mary a call or myself.
Any other new business? I don't think there's a need for executive session, is there?
There is none.
Is there a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Motion?
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. This motion carries. Thank you very much. We are adjourned.